This is homework.
Grand final for Brock, grand final for Collingwood.
You know.
Good on you, Pete. Well done.
Thanks.
And with the point score for the Australian Touring Car Championship still to come, let's look now at the final round of the Australian Formula 2 Championship.
40-year-old Alan Moffat.
I was playing when you get knocked around by somebody else. I didn't think Grice was driving particularly, not that we expect him to be gentlemanly, but he certainly wasn't very sporting. And that allowed Peter to get away, and you can't give away anything in this business. If you're going to win, you've got to be competitive every lap. And while I was sort of tending and looking after my life out there, Peter got away, and there just weren't enough laps in the race for me to whittle him away. We didn't run the plan we did in first, and on the opening laps, I'm a little bit slower because of the gas load, and that gave Grice a chance to come up and play ping pong with me, and I think I was very fortunate even to stay in the race.
Peter Brock himself said some nice things about you. Now, are you that much good friends, Brock and Moffat? I mean,
well, let's put it this way. We don't meet socially, but we're not, I wouldn't think too antagonistic. That's more than I can say for the other fellow.
They're pretty close to the wall coming towards the...
Oh, no, but Peter doesn't cut me off when I get up alongside him. He doesn't take a slice out of my rear quarter panel when I'm upside him. He's a professional driver. I think the other fellow's got a lot to learn, if you want to know the truth.
When you got close to Peter with about 4 laps to go, did you think you had him covered then?
Well, I had him covered. I was just hoping for a brake lock-up or maybe go a little bit lower. But, you know, we've got such a small engine, I can't surge by them. I have to slingshot myself by them. And he can make a mistake. He can dictate the race, as he did. I imagine we were going about 3 seconds slower than we should have been going. And I can't drive over their roof. I can't even touch them. If I touch them, I'm too vulnerable. It's just so fragile. It's such a little thing. We've got to get in front, and that's the only chance I've got. But on the opening laps with the other shenanigans, I didn't have an opportunity to do that.
Rounds of this year's Australian Touring Car Championship, the 24th in the series, that's been dominated by Ford. 5 victories to Ford Mustang and Ford Falcon. But it's certainly not going to be a Ford year this year. It's got to be between George Fury, Nissan Bluebird Turbo, 120 points, but if the championship were to stop now, 1 to drop, bringing him back to 99, or Alan Moffat in the Peter Stuyvesant Wankel engine Mazda RX-7 on 96. Dick Johnson back up to 3rd place, equal with Alan Grice, but the car really very hard to sustain a race-winning pace with. Peter Brock also pulling himself back up, but an almost impossible task without some enormous luck on his side to haul in the 2 Japanese cars up front. Consistency from Harrington, Cullen and others. So that's the situation, and it's certainly been a most interesting series up till now, and we've told you that we'll be covering the final 3 rounds on ABC Sport, and it certainly should be most entertaining, because Alan Moffat, you heard him say there, has a lot of trouble getting past a fast car in a straight line. 270 horsepower in his car to 390 from, say, a Holden Commodore, and even more than that from a 5.7-litre Falcon. But on the other hand, a very handy car under brakes and a very reliable car. The motors in those cars, in the Mazda, just go on forever and do an enormous number of races, much more so than most of the other cars. So as we wind up, let's go down now to Drew Morford.